We ready to roll? We're ready to roll. Okay, it's 4:30. This is the first meeting of the reviewing the 2025 proposed budget. I'll introduce myself. I'm John Burrows.
Deborah Burrows.
Christina Giordano.
Diane C. Higgin.
And we also have Matt Boers here, along with Laura Fish. So, item 1 on the agenda, introduction, we've done election of chair and vice chair.
I nominate John as chair.
I would second that.
Okay. That works.
You did a great job last year.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
You're up.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess the chair over there was asking.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we all know. We'll leave that alone. Okay, so we have our agenda in front of us. We're going to review the following items, or the items listed on our agenda. The format, I'm assuming, Matt, you'd like to do is what we did last year, where we go over the nightly budget items, item by item, and then, time permitting at the end, vote on these with the exception of items that we have questions on that we can't receive the answers.
And we can follow up information for you for the next meeting and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just real quick for you, if you want, just a recap of where we're at, but we've been working on the budget now for several months. The FY25 budget the goal was obviously to keep the operating costs as flat as possible, since we knew that we were identifying some wage issues across for all departments, for employees. And for the other employees, we actually applied a 4% adjustment. In your packet, you see we divided up multiple departments for the next 5 weeks. If we need to add a day, I don't see why we can't. We've invited, I would say, the department heads, if you will, Public Works, Transportation, Recreation, obviously Fire, Code Enforcement, and Planning. If we need to invite others, we certainly can. We can coordinate with them to get information if need be. But overall, it's 3.84% change from last year. Again, predominantly in wages. I know, I think Diane was at the meeting that represents the biggest portion of this was through the fire department that had a presentation through members, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
That we had several meetings with them, and the board had a workshop, and they outlined in comparison to other communities nearby where we were at, and so that represents actually probably the biggest chunk of the changes here. What we don't have in the document that you obviously won't see tonight or at the end yet, we need to work on language. We need to get that from the board, I guess, too, what their plan is, but we've talked about the Public Works facility. Just to give you where we are today, we've done some initial site planning. We've got some initial cost estimates, and we have some elevations that have been drafted for a proposed design build package, which we don't know really what that will be until we build the project. But initial cost estimates are around $3.4 million for the steel structure with a very small office area, bathrooms and whatnot. We reached out to our bank we used. We'll have to obviously bid that out too if it gets approved. But this conceptual project, estimated fixed cost for that would be $264,000 a year. We'd have to rebid that out after 5 to 10 years, depending on what we pick for terms, and refinance it at that point. And obviously it'll be less financing moving forward, but looking up to 20 years for that. We'll put a package together so we can all talk about this later on as well, but it's just a 40,000-foot view of it. I think you guys saw the initial documents last year of our cost estimates, which those are only as good as what we have for data today, because we don't know what the contract will be after it expires in a couple of years. One, we don't know if they'll be around, if he's going to retire. If he does bid on it, what the increase will be. But based on the information we know, is that's not the business that he'll be doing forever. So we need to be planning ahead for the future. We obviously did buy that International last year, and we have the F600. Doesn't have the wing plow set up. We have a small plow for the front of it right now, but I think we're in a better position today than we were last year at this time. So, as we move forward, we'll work with the board to see what their, I guess, whether this is a June vote or a November vote, and I don't really know what they're leaning towards right now, but as we move forward, we'll figure that out. We'll have to do some language. And I would anticipate that the cost will be less than 3.4 million, but what we're being told is we should use that as a good estimate of, so we're not under budget. Because if we start doing this and we don't have enough, then we'd be in trouble. Our salt shed will be done, next year? So we'll have that, those revenues, or those expense line can help towards this. So, I think it'll make it a little bit easier to swallow, so it'll be under $200,000.
Are you also thinking of doing the trucks at the same time?
In that same bond.
Hmm.
I'm not sure it'll be in that same bond, but if we were to look at some trucks, we've found some really good options on later model used trucks. Some communities do a lease program where they just turn them back in, and we found some that were, $25,000 to $35,000 for a used truck, which, I think that goes back in line with what we talked about last year of having a couple used ones and then having maybe a new big one with a wing and all that. So, and once we get down to Public Works, we'll get Jason involved and that we can have that conversation again. But yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out too. I'm not sure we'd be ready to buy those trucks come November, not November, June, because we won't have a building either. Even if it was voted on and if the project was approved in June, I don't think you're looking at anything moving in until the following June, at the earliest. So, because winter work probably is not the ideal for most of it. Questions? Where do you want to start, Mr. Chairman?
Well, the guidance I would look for you, when I'm looking through these, I glanced at them last night, and really the primary area we're seeing increases in the range of 16 to 23% or so is on the salaries. So I'm assuming, which is a bad word to use, but we're coming up with the dollars now that the ARPA money's helped us fund in the past. Is that correct?
ARPA's not included in any of these rates anymore. ARPA's
Right.
done. So in some of these here, thankfully we added originally into the ARPA, those at $3 at the time, because we're seeing based on the markets around us and for other communities is we're still not, maybe on some positions we're okay, we're not far off, but I know like IT, for example, was close to, I think it was $12 in variance per hour in difference. And some of the other ones, and what we did is when we went down through each line, we looked at each one and we applied the 4% for the COLA, and let's see if I have it right here.
So that's getting to my point. So the 4% COLA you're talking about is included in this
Correct.
dollar amount, which also includes coming up with the $3 or whatever it was. that
Well, the $3 is already in there, that $3
Yes.
is in there.
Yes.
And then the $4 is, like we did last year, just any of the COLA we added was just added into it.
Okay.
But the original $3 is in here already.
Yeah.
So these numbers are complete numbers, and we added the 4%. A majority of them are 4%, and there were ones that we knew that were significantly under, and then we adjusted. Now, like IT, for example, he's under contract until next year, I believe. He has another year left in his contract. So next year's budget, we'll have to start looking at his, on his line, because he is in contract. But we, out of the 4%, obviously you know that the federal government just enacted the 5.2%, and over the last couple of years, the COLA was 3.2, and then 8.7%, and then previous year was 5.9. And last year, we were at 3%, and then previous year was 2%, and then we did 0% in FY '21. The year we did 0, obviously back with COVID, there was the COLA was up to 5.9% was across the board. Now, I'm not saying everybody got that, but that's what Social Security listed as, for the COLA. So, and it's really hard on our surveys, and when we've been looking at these, is because our clerk or our motor vehicle agent here may be different than Buxton's or another community, because they may not do GA, or they may not do certain
Apples
functions.
to apples, I understand.
And it's
Yeah.
so hard, because what do we do versus another community?
Mhm.
And Diane, you sat right there for that meeting with the fire department, and it's hard to look at and see, okay, what does Buxton make and Hollis, because those are probably our two biggest or
Mhm.
nearest communities that we're, I don't want to say competing with, but that's our
Well, you're
company.
competing for a
You were-
limited, qualified applicant pool, I would think.
Well, and I think that's, obviously, we knew that going in, that was a conversation, I think, came out of that meeting we had with the board, a few months ago, was it appears that our investment needs to be with our people,
Mhm.
and making those steps to ensure that we're not losing people. We're gonna spend a lot more if we have to start recruiting and training new people down the road. And we're certainly seeing that, internally. We made that, obviously, the shift this year, didn't impact budget dollars, but we made that shift on a Monday through Friday. We went Monday through Thursday. The last person we just hired, she, like, I just asked her today, I said, just want to validate, but she would not have applied for the position if we were Monday through Friday, because she was already on a 4-day schedule. And then we surveyed all the communities around us, and, was it all but one or two?
Yeah.
All but one or two were already on 4 days. So even if we've had posting a job, and we're less per hour, and working 5 days, nobody's applying to come work here in that environment. So, anyhow.
Okay.
So yes, so the ARPA monies are essentially gone out of here, but they're not listed and they're identified, but they're in those, and thankfully they're gone, because I was done dealing with that. But they're, and the 4%'s in there. And we made adjustments, so like line 12, assessing, for example, that is Vanessa. She is now a certified assessor. So one of our goals is, in succession planning down the road, is we know that obviously we need to make sure we have an assessor. And our goal is that, we're not talking about anybody retiring or anything like that, but we know people do retire. And moving forward, that we have a person that is trained and training for that position. And she's doing a lot of that. She's doing a great job with it. Works well with our current assessor, which we contract services out to. So hopefully down the road, we're just trying to plan ahead to put ourselves in a good position. Because it's not like finding an assessor is the easy thing to do. And any of these positions are, because obviously we're not going to find a motor vehicle agent that works down the street without being trained.
Is number 11 a new position?
Yes and no, because we've already had a part-time customer service person out there, so we've increased the hours. So we had her in here for 2 days a week, and this puts Vanessa in assessing.
Oh, okay.
And that was the bigger change, is moving Vanessa from out front to assessing, and she's not out in the front lobby. And then we've been moving Justine from rec over here to do customer service. And I think there are days where, okay, maybe not every day is critical, but that there's other backup work or fill-in work. But Laura and I were chatting about today, we have 11 or 12 weeks of, today, we have 12 weeks of known vacation time. That doesn't include our sick time, and we didn't run a report for this, but I know there's considerable amount of sick time between the world we live in now, obviously with COVID, and each time someone has COVID, there's another 5 days. And there's been many times where we're down to one person up front, and that becomes a problem.
That's when it gets busy.
And that's when that becomes crazy. But aside from that, we also know that as we go forward, we're hoping to make sure we continue to train, and that we have a group that's well-trained out there, so that we don't have a hiccup down the road.
Okay. So is she drawing income from The general government plus the rec budget?
Right now, she is.
Okay.
And what you'll notice in the budget, you won't see it tonight, obviously, but I can tell you about it. On the rec budget, which we'll talk about later on, I guess on the 12th,
Much less.
we've reduced the administrative assistant down to 16 hours over there. So that was obviously a full-time position at rec. We've proposed to reduce that position over there to 16 hours. And so essentially, we've transferred the benefit portion over to here and making that a full-time for customer service. And that will allow the motor vehicle agent and the general assistance, when she's doing GA. That allows the tax clerk to do the tax collector stuff, and then allows the town clerk to do town clerk stuff.
So what is line 10?
Line 10, so we didn't have it last year. Line 10 had gone away. That was actually, I did that originally back in 2020, 2021. That is someone to fill in if I'm out.
Oh, okay.
And that was that's based on an estimated $100 per day. And we plugged in 5,000. It had been a stipend originally, years ago, back before where the spreadsheet disappeared. You can't see it back here, HIJ. So I think in K column, but it was originally.
When you used to fill in for Gary.
Well, no, even before,
Yeah.
early years, but $34, $44, $100 per year thereabouts, and then it went to $100 per day, and so, and then it dissolved. I guess we took it out last year, but we've had some conversation with the board that we're going to push back that direction of having a designated person to fill in.
It goes all the way back to Nancy Brett being the town administrator and Patty Barry being the assistant, fill-in.
Yeah.
And that goes back, what, 20 years now?
Yeah, I was gonna say that was close to 20 years.
Line 13, so I actually just changed this. We had originally a volunteer coordinator in there. We tried to put somebody in there last year. We thought we had somebody earmarked that was going to help us, and that didn't work great. So this is actually, so it's not a new, well, it's a new line, I guess, new label line. Training safety coordinator. So recently, we've had some, Maine Bureau of Labor has been down, and we need someone that's helping us town-wide as a liaison, or somebody that's working interdepartment between all of them with the written programs and policies and delivering training on site as needed. I know we have an orientation day scheduled for, well, we'll be having one for town hall. Rec department's gonna have one for 30 kids set up so that they have an orientation. Basically, it's covering everything that's required by the state for minimum trainings for new employees coming through the door. Right now, he's managing, Mike Frazier's been doing it for us now for about 3 months and helping us with that. Because frankly, we were not caught up in every other department out there. So I knew that he was involved in it at the fire department, so we tapped into him to help us bring what we had there and to compile some of that data that we had already in the written programs and work with Laura here, with the OSHA 300, the OSHA reporting, but having the person that's a go-to. And he'll come in and do some work on off time, and so that line, the budget line was there. It was labeled as volunteer coordinator originally.
Okay. Well, guys, I think I should just take it line by line, go down through it, stating what we've got, and any questions we have on a line-by-line basis, just speak up. If I have questions, I'll ask about it. So, obviously, we're going to start with general government, which is the top page we see in front of us, and we see that the number is 602,956, which I don't have the math in front of me. I'm assuming looks higher than it should be, again, because those ARPA dollars that were covered in a lot of these increases we're coming up with that dollar now. So That's why it's the way it is.
81,619.
One more time?
81,619 is the difference.
Okay. All right.
And some of that is going to be from line 11, because we've added dollars into line 11.
Yep.
And the assessing, line 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the 4% for the other ones,
Okay.
and some training.
So when I see, well, listen, let's go down through it, and I'll ask my questions as I go. So, personnel services is 431,708, as opposed to 355,548. Again, the numbers that we've been talking about are impacting that. Salaries, benefits, this I know is about a 23% bump, 405,894 as opposed to 329,005. Then you have the various positions, the facilities maintenance, and custodian. That's reflecting about your 4%, I think you're talking about. 52,122. Selectmen at 26,000. I don't know if they're overpaid or not, Dwayne, but I'll take your word on it. The administrative assistant, 49,656, again, pretty much in line with what you've said. The motor vehicle agent, the dollars, this looks large, but you're including her general assistance.
We moved it from that
It's
line.
moved from that, I looked and
Yep.
see it's gone from there and it's
Mhm.
dumped in here now.
Yes.
Okay, so 63,057. We talked about the substitute deputy town administrator, budgeting for 5,000. The customer service rep, again, is going from full-time to, part-time to full-time. We're repeating what we went over for us. So it comes to 43,967. The assessing, 54,6. The training, 3,500, as Matt just said. Town administrator contract salary, 55,432, again reflecting the 4 points. Finance HR, 52,559, again the same kind of increase. Overtime budgeting at 3,500. Does 3,500 cover it? I mean, how much did we spend last year in overtime?
From those figures, it's only about 1,019.
Right.
Yeah.
And when, I wouldn't think you'd use it too often. I mean, that's not a big dollar, obviously, for the number of people that are working in here.
Right.
Most of that is
Is that elections?
elections, I
Yeah.
would guess.
Yeah. I noticed a couple of things going through it. I see
Yeah.
bigger numbers and some of that stuff going forward because
Well, we
it's
have more-
presidential year, so it's going to be, they're all going to be more
I think
expensive.
we added a little because we have with the additional people also. During the elections, that gets charged to the election expense line, actually. She
Okay.
charges any
Yes,
labor.
she charges
Yeah.
labor.
Yeah, because that, I noticed that number is bigger, but again,
Mhm.
I've put two and two together, so.
Outside of town training too would be more,
Mhm.
I mean, a little bit of overtime kicked in there.
Okay, all right.
But we try to keep the overtime as small as possible.
Sure.
You know, and they're pretty good about managing if they have extra time that they can cut.
Well, as I
out.
say, looking at the number, I thought it was, that's really not a big deal for the number of employees you have. The retirement contribution, 22,314, which is actually below last year. Employee costs, 21,800, which are travel, which has remained the same, 2,750. Training. Now, is this the training you were talking about, Dwayne, or is this number is a lot bigger than it's been in the past? Unless-
What's that?
I couldn't answer you.
No problem. So we're gonna put him on the hot seat.
No, that's the training we talked about the other night.
Yes.
But some of this training is in Augusta or Waterville or,
But my question would be, why is it 8,200 when it was $500 or 750 last year? What's the big item?
That was CDL training.
Okay, all right. All right, that makes sense.
That was the CDL training we talked about for the 6,200 or 6,250 portion of it.
Yep. All right, then lodging is at 500 where it's been, meals 300, dues subscription 10,000, which is basically the same as it's been. Supplies for 38.5, which includes general supplies at 25,000, 10,000 for postage, 3,500 for tax bills. All those numbers are actually $1,000 less than last year's budget. Utilities, 7,000, right where we've been, which is basically the phone.
Does that include cell phones, or is that just the landlines?
Stand by.
Yeah. You're asking me? You put that number in.
Stand by.
Sorry. I would think it's,
I don't think it's landlines.
yes, but
Landlines,
there's not, there's only a couple people that get the cell phone
Mhm.
reimbursement within the general
5320,
government.
so
Within
it's
the
all,
general-
that'd be
Yeah,
landlines.
so I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Cell
Because usually you
phone
have cell phones broken out at some point in here.
Yes,
It's
usually.
written on
Did you find
the
it?
municipal budget.
Okay.
Line
Oh.
18 is cell phone reimbursement.
Uh-huh.
On which one?
I don't know what page it
30,
is.
it's, yeah,
Is it the miscellaneous?
It's the town clerk one. Town clerk page, there's a cell phone reimbursement on page 18.
yeah.
Okay.
The only one out of here that,
There's two of us.
there's two people in this end, but I don't think.
For cell phone.
Actually not cost, the cost center's not in here, is it, for that side?
Apparently
They're-
not.
they're not.
I think it's
They're the
included.
7-0.
Mine,
Yeah.
not pizza. Pizza would be under this. Or, no, is it under Public Works? Because he actually
Yeah.
reports to
The-
Jason.
The line you're talking about is, I'm 99% positive, basically the code here we're seeing is for landline.
Landline, okay.
Okay, repairs and maintenance, 525, right where it's been, which is basically the radio maintenance. Contractual services, 64,000. You have 40,000, which is what we budgeted the last couple of years. 22,000 for the auditor and the monthly CPA assistance. 2,000 for the town report.
And John,
Yes.
just on line 34, for example, one thing that we've been trying to do is clean up some of these lines, and that one moving forward, probably just, we've been sharing amongst different departments.
Mm-hmm.
You might see some of these all migrate to one where they also, rather than chasing them, 4 different
Oh,
departments.
absolutely.
To make life easier. So that's the repeater cost for local government, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right now, we're paying out of here, we're paying out of Public Works, we're paying out of Fire. And I don't know why we ever set it up that way, but nobody from here, other than back in the day, it was code enforcement uses it, and he doesn't use it. He doesn't use it at all. And even if he did use it, it's still a town repeater site, so you can still use it even if it's paid for at the cost center, fire station, or wherever. So, just as an FYI, I just
Okay.
noticed that.
And again, I ask this question every year. The town report, that's the cost of printing the paper town report?
Yes, because it used to be design and printing, but I do the design now and
Mhm.
send it off.
Okay. How many copies do you print?
I think 350 maybe?
Do they all go?
Yeah, we
I
only
mean,
have a few left.
it's a small thing, but it's just one of these things. where
Yeah.
You see
They-
stacks
they
of
all go
those. and,
They
Jesus.
used to be,
We've
yes.
actually cut back
Yeah.
Yeah.
over the years, but
It's
one
online
who
too.
grabs a case and we put a case down at the dump. I
Mhm.
usually put out 2 cases throughout town, but, and then what's picked up.
Mhm.
Some people will come in and grab 10 or 15 and put in their own business or something.
Sure. Okay.
I try to get a case and a half or 2 out to every business that's got their doors open for the general public.
Sure. Okay, unclassified at 7250, which is down from previous years. Obviously, Charter Commission has no monies,
There's a reason for that.
and the reason is,
The state passed legislation saying that if you create a charter commission, the town cannot pay you for being on that board.
Okay.
Well, but the charter commission presumably by this budget will be maybe in bed, well, so.
We may have some expense, yes, but
But if-
as far as paying members or people, bodies, you can't pay them by state law.
Okay,
So,
But any legal expenses, if they had anything that comes up, will come out of legal line.
okay.
coming out of, like I was gonna say, we've met a couple times with the
Attorney?
attorney, and that's coming out of the town account so far, so.
Okay.
The only expense that probably they'll have is a little bit of printing,
Mm-hmm.
advertisement, when it's all said and done.
Do you think that will be after July 1?
Yes,
So should we put $8 in there for after July 1 then?
I believe you should, because that advertising, I would guess would be, in order to get this passed or not passed, you've gotta have so many voters vote on it. So in order to get that amount of voters, you gotta go to that November presidential election to get the turnout,
Mm-hmm.
to get it passed or not passed.
So what's the advertising dollars that I'm looking at here, right below this line we're talking about? Is that?
That's for everything else that we have going on. for
Everything
advertising.
else?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
your normal,
The only other thing you could do is roll that over,
whatever you have now, put it in
Yeah.
carry forward.
yeah. Put that in the carry forwards when you.
I'm okay with that, you comfortable with that? You know, you think they'll use
I
big
would just
dollars?
wanna check with, to see what's there, but I don't think we've spent any money.
I don't think you
So,
have either.
I mean, it's saying
Um,
2,500 and, yeah, I would think that.
I don't believe anything has been spent out of it, because anything legal is coming out of legal line.
Yeah,
So I would suggest that we have that is whatever this remaining balance is
Mhm.
carry forward.
Just carry forward,
Yeah.
okay.
Did you get that, Laura?
Advertising's gonna be a carry forward?
No, charter commission's a carry
Yeah.
forward.
Not sure, I didn't, okay.
All right, and then incidentals, 3250, right where it's been. Animal control offer, 32,173, which is basically the same number as it was last year.
And you'll notice that some of these lines have gone down, and that's one of the, obviously, really analyzing the data, and, you know, like Laura's found a few issues with retirement that we match up to a retirement. So if people were putting in $10, for whatever reason, the town was contributing significantly more than that for a period of time, and we don't know how long it was, but if they put $25 in, then we matched up to 8.1% based on policy. What was happening was if they put 10, we were giving them 8.1%.
Yeah, 8.5% of their weekly pay.
So it was not,
$10.
it was not
Yeah.
correct. It was not correct.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll notice there's thousands of dollars difference in some of these lines.
Okay.
So I think you mentioned that a minute ago, I know she picked up on that, but
Mhm.
that's why it's reduced.
Okay.
It wasn't in the policy, it was just misconstrued.
On the animal control one, are we still sharing him with Newfield?
As far as I know.
What do you mean sharing? We don't have any formal agreements with them, other than,
No, but like.
Well, like our cell phone,
Yeah.
remember I mentioned
oh,
that?
because
too?
they paid us, yes.
And
They
last
have
year,
paid
so I
you?
billed them
Okay,
for, yep.
because
their
it's not
portion.
listed here, so I just wanted to make sure.
She,
Oh, the cell phone isn't listed because we provide his device.
Mhm.
And so we get a bill from Verizon, and then from that monthly charge, I then invoice.
You're doing Newfield?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and they did
All right.
pay.
we also
After-
identified that as being an issue last year too, is that when you
Yes.
brought that to our attention, we realized that while we were providing a device, we also,
Found out that
well, he was being paid, yes.
Yes.
he's being paid. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So.
He shouldn't have been.
Because it was a device that we were already paying for.
Yes.
So in the report that he got, it said sometimes he gets like some of his crates and that, like if they're in good shape, like from the transfer station and stuff. From a transfer station, I don't know which one. But, so I was just wondering if, are we are we paying for all the supplies and then he goes and uses them for Newfield also? I mean, how is this working with Newfield?
To my
Because-
knowledge, we have an ACO for Waterboro.
Okay.
And when you obviously identified that he was using his phone, we invoiced him for the phone.
Yeah.
And Newfield was fine with that, they paid us.
Okay.
I don't know about the equipment, I'm not aware of
Okay.
that.
Because
We
I don't
don't
want
have
to be
any
paying for
interlocal
all the
agreements.
equipment and then having him use, if it breaks and that, he comes back to us and says, oh, it's broken, we need to pay for it. But then, if it broke on a Newfield call, Newfield should be paying for it.
Right.
I don't know,
So I
he's
don't
only
know.
got $1,000 listed for supplies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have an interlocal agreement, it would probably spend more than 1,000 just drafting that document
Okay.
with Newfield, but I'm not aware of any problems.
Okay, good. So the contract that they have with Kennybunk, AWS, that's just for dogs that he brings from the town of Waterboro or any animal from the town of Waterboro? To-
Animals to the
Okay.
West Kennebunk Animal Shelter.
Okay.
All right, any other questions on general government? Okay.
And just, not to back up just a little bit, the animal welfare, hold on, you might have had it right there. Sorry, you got it there, you're good.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, let's move on then to leases, Department 13. And again, starting right at the top, line 2, 557, 424, which is up from 460, 550. The general number is the same, and debt service is the same. Principal being 477, 776. And the interest is up to 71, 530. And what is the item? that
So
is-
everything you approved, and everything that was approved last year in
Yes.
the capital now transfers to the debt service, or to lease, this line here.
Okay.
Into debt service. So we've added in, obviously, this year that we didn't have last year, the extrication tools, which will be this
Mhm.
year and next year, and then that will be done. The chipper, this year and next year, and that will be done. The 2,500 pickup truck, which we have 3 years, so we're on the first year of 3, or second year, whatever, so we have 2 more years after this. The roll-off truck will start this next budget cycle, so that was a roll-off truck. We'll take delivery hopefully within a month and a half. And also.
So is the roll-off truck in this number or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, because we'll have our first payment. And so even though we're taking delivery of the truck now, we deferred that until after.
Right, right.
And that was the plan for that,
Yep.
to defer. And then the DPW, the F600, or the one ton, the white truck, I say white truck, the little dump truck.
Mhm.
Those are the new ones, so those were approved in the CIP line, and
Mhm.
they've moved to debt service.
Okay.
So you haven't gotten the new ambulance yet?
Nope.
That's not on here yet?
Well, we're paying for it, but.
We're paying for it?
Well, we're
Okay.
paying, because money's been escrowed, so we haven't got it yet. It's still in conceptual stage, I guess, I don't know, it's not ready yet, it's not built.
Okay, no, I appreciate that. I knew it was all CIP stuff, I just didn't.
Yeah, no, and that's, Laura, can you get that sheet, the lease backup sheet? No, you don't right now, but can you email it to the board?
Yeah, I
No,
can.
it's not
Later
in
on.
here, it's not in there, stuff.
Yeah, just so they can see it. And it breaks down, and so you can see last year's, and then you'll be able to see this year's, and then we've charted it out it goes out.
It's a handy sheet you're talking about.
Yeah, this one goes out to fiscal year 31, showing, like, if we're on the track by fiscal year 31, you're down to, very few dollars. I say $98,000 in CIP, or debt service at that point. So there's really not a lot of debt right now,
Mhm.
based on the overall numbers. Because like the salt shed, we have 1 year left, and we pay $70,000 a year. So next year, the salt shed's done.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not next year, not this budget.
25,
So
26.
Yeah, FY '26 budget will be the last year we budget, so
Mhm.
you have $140,000 between the next 2 years, and that's done. And this year, obviously, we dropped off, the old roll-off truck is done. So it's perfect timing, that's what we looked at last year, is if we had a payment last year, you get last year's payment and a new truck if we did it versus deferring it. In this case, is the other one expired and we have a new one. You know, I think we need to watch it and to see what that condition of that truck is and maybe plan for when the other one's paid off, that we're ready to buy another one. Yeah, so you have several things that are going to expire next year too. Or I say several, a few things that will expire.
Okay, all right. I knew there was, yeah, as I said, I just couldn't remember what they were. And then the only other item on this is the leases, 8118, which is
Copiers, printers, and
broken down
postage.
right there. Pretty straightforward. Any other questions? I'll just move on to item 15, insurance and benefits. Line 2, 965, 490, up from last year, and going to line 4, 904, 490 on personnel services, up from 875. And then the FICA Medicare tax, 232, 185, 1,600 on fixed costs for the retirement plan. That's the cost of administrating that plan?
Yes.
And actually, back a couple of years ago, they hadn't charged us. I think you could see that, column I.
Okay.
We had to play catch up a little
All
this
right,
past year,
all right.
and then they gave us the real costs
Who does it? Is that,
nationwide,
okay.
For the 457 plan.
yes.
I didn't know if it was a municipal thing or.
No.
No, not this one.
Okay. Accumulated vacation sick time buyout estimate is 35,000, right where it's been. Workers' compensation is actually down, 90,752. And unemployment, now that's the main municipal associations with 3,100, which is down as well. Health and dental insurance, it's all broken down on the left, but that's 541,852, which is up, but really not a lot from last year. It's
And
all
that can be,
broken-
and that, John, that can be from other employees changing from single to family, or people that were on plans elsewhere and it came on, or what it, and it can
And the
change.
health insurance increased by 7.5%.
Okay.
so.
But we've been able to manage those numbers fairly well with the people with their being accurate budget numbers versus before.
And $61,000 on line 12 for insurance, which is all the property, casualty, and liability insurance, which is again down a little from last year. Any questions? Insurance is exciting stuff.
Oh, yes.
All right, town clerk, Department 20. The total amount 97,230, up about 16 to 18%, ballparking in my head. Personnel services 68,000, up from 58,970. Salary 60,000.
Why did that one jump so much?
So that was one of, here's one of the first ones on market adjustments, based on surveys. Out of a handful of them, but this is one of them.
Yes.
So we took the base on the market average, and then she also went out and did a survey as well and provided the data to us, and it was actually higher than this rate, but we tried to be manageable with what we had and kind of be
Compromise.
to compromise. So yes, it was slightly more than the 4%, but we were also trying to balance based on Vanessa, the assessing assistant or the assessing and other positions.
Okay.
But that number includes her 4% also, right?
Well, if they had a market adjustment,
We
there
did-
was
You
no
didn't worry
calculation.
about
for
that,
it.
okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And
So
she- and
repeat
she
that
just-
for me. So if you made a market adjustment, in this point, about 16.5%, you did not throw 4 points in.
No.
So-
We just made, we looked at the market adjustment
Yeah.
based on what we had for the
Which is fine.
survey.
Yep.
And so yeah, some people had 4,
Yeah.
other people didn't get the 4, they just got the market
We're
adjustment.
getting to the same number anyway, I mean, you know.
Whether you
Say
put it-
went up
yeah.
12% and gave a 4%.
However you want to look at
Makes
it, that, I
sense.
guess, but
Yeah.
yes, that's not how we calculated it when we did it.
Yeah,
Good.
we had two separate columns going, one for 4% and the other one for
Okay,
market adjustment only.
all right. Overtime, 2,500. That's what it's been. Retirement, 5,500.
And you see that one dropped a little bit, increased a little bit, but that was because of the,
So
The wage
is this
adjustment.
number based on the wage increase?
It is,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
And those rates went up slightly too, the
Okay.
retirement contribution, because that's a required, defined
Mm-hmm.
contribution plan. So we have no choice. They tell us what the new rate's going to be, so.
Okay, employee costs are $250, 150 for training and 100 for dues and subscriptions. Supplies, 27.5, which the election expense, this is the one I had mentioned earlier. I saw this was up, but I figured again, and the supplies are up as well, but you got a presidential election. so it's a
Presidential
big
election.
Cost.
and getting people to come in and help earlier with processing.
Mhm. And utilities, cell phone reimbursement, right where it's been. And advertising is 1,000, again reflecting
The election.
the election.
Elections.
Okay. Any questions? All right, tax collector. Department 25, 57,904, which is up a little from last year. The personnel services, 57,574. A little over 10-12%.
So that is not entirely wage, that is hours.
Okay.
So that was originally 40 hours, and
Christine.
what was it, Christine,
Which-
before she left, or a year or so before she left, she had wanted not to work Fridays. That was the whole, back before the 4 days. She voluntarily went to 32 hours a week because she didn't want to work Fridays. So did that 1 year, and then the following year, we reduced the budget numbers, and this is trying to fix this,
Okay.
where we were.
So now it's back to 40
That's
hours?
it, that's based on 40 hours. So current year, you're based on 32,
Okay.
next year, it was based on 40.
All right.
So it's not, so I just want to make sure we're clear, that it's not all in wages.
Okay.
Well,
It-
hourly.
I understand, yeah.
Not-
It's more hours.
Yes, basically.
Overtime, $1,000, and line 7, retirement is 4657, again, up slightly, but to reflect the higher pay, or the increase in hours. Employee costs are 330, which is right where they've been the last couple of years, $100 on travel, $200 on training, and $30 on dues and subscriptions. Questions? Let's move on. Treasurer, Department 30. The total is 84,848, which about 5% more than last year. Personnel services, 79,198, which actually reflects a decrease. I think the salary is a little less than last year, the longevity for the new,
Right, the previous salary did include
Yeah.
longevity.
so,
and just, in John, on 15 employee costs,
right,
I added in on 5110 training,
right,
and on 5115 lodging, $100, which wasn't much actually, I guess, but, and a little bit of meals for trying to get Amber up to speed.
Get her up to speed. I figured that was the case.
And I think that the $3,500 honestly is, we may have to rob from other training lines too, but, you know, Trio is not cheap to come in.
Mhm.
I mean, we tried to get that in here for 2 weeks, and it was almost $25,000,
Okay.
$24,000 for 2 weeks of training. And we kiboshed that.
Yeah.
So she's watching videos for that, and she's picking up well
She's
from that.
picking up very well.
And we're utilizing a
So
neighboring.
she used a different system, obviously.
She used Munis,
Munis.
Okay.
which is another municipal software program, but it's different.
Yeah.
But, and getting her up to speed, and then she's been working with Fred and Alfred.
Mhm.
Fred's been working with us a lot over the last several months. So, but that was the goal, is that to infuse a few.
So I'm assuming Alfred's using Trio.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's the biggie, and I sort of figured those numbers were that way for that reason, so it's the way it is. And that's pretty much it on the municipal budget, or the treasurer. Any questions?
So on the training, whoever Fred is from Alfred, is that, are we paying him to, out
No,
of the training?
that's, so that would be for attending Maine Treasurers Association or the Maine municipal programs.
Oh, okay.
We've already identified like 6 programs in the next 6-7 months that she's eligible, that would be good programs for her to get into. But any of those programs, we can send her to.
Are they all up in Augusta?
Augusta, there's
Orono
there's some
sometimes.
online.
Or?
Yeah, there's some that quite a ride, so.
If they were just in Augusta all the time, that would be,
And they try to move them around a little bit around the state, just to make it a little bit more conducive, but.
no, seems like you are the ones.
it makes-
The ones that I would want to go to, it's like, I don't
One of
want
those
to go to
better if you live
Orono.
in Presque Isle, is about all.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Oh, then you put the lodging in, and, I mean, I'd have to leave really early.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a day's run, but it ain't a good one.
Yeah.
It ain't an easy one. by any
Right.
means,
No.
Especially if it's a 2-day course.
All right, let's move on to general assistance. Department 87.
And this, just so you know, is, Nancy does GA along with motor vehicle,
Right.
so just wanted to let you, so you guys know.
So the number's 24,685, which is, these numbers always, every year seem that they come down. Is that reflecting?
So this is because we took the wage
Mhm.
and combined it, that was, remember back on.
Okay, all right. Yep.
General
It
government.
got pushed in, the
Yep.
wage got pushed into line 9.
Well,
Right.
not only, yeah, the weight, everything, the retirement, everything, so.
Yeah.
We'll still track it internally, but for purposes of, for the budget,
Yeah.
we can cost file,
No,
cost center.
but that's gonna, yeah, I understand.
So.
I forgot.
Yep.
I understood it before, and I forgot. So, that makes sense. So we're good with that. The employee costs are 585, which includes travel at 200, 75 for training, 200 for lodging, 50 for meals, 60 for dues and subscriptions. All those numbers are basically the same, a little less than they've been. General assistance, $24,100. Heat, 2,000, which is down 1,000. And then 500 for food, for propane, 18 for rent, 200 for medicine, 2,000 for cremation, 700 for electricity, $100 for gas, and $100 for water. Those numbers all basically have not changed.
And these were all numbers that we haven't even adjusted, these all came from Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
If you get, and I'm expecting that. If you get some of these out-of-country
Mm-hmm.
families,
Yes?
and all you need to, for them to move in,
These
or
numbers are-
show up here on the doorsteps, she's got to give them 6 months rent, if we can find a rent here in town. Easiest thing to do is look outside of town. But we pay the first 6 months along with the heat. or any expenses. And it could turn into a very expensive
Absolutely.
deal in the next couple of years with these foreigners showing up at the docks.
Mhm.
No, I mean, it's everywhere, but
Just kidding.
Nancy and I had that conversation. And we've got a mobile home park down here. Just got one opening, and
Mhm.
I won't say that we got one moving in, but there's quite a possibility. And once you get one in, they're gonna keep following.
Sure. Okay, questions on general assistance? Let's move on to unclassified. So Department 95, which stands at 825, 587, up from 795 last year. The contractual services show 262, 346, which is for our York County deputies.
So those numbers do not add up, just so you're aware, in the narrative, because we do not have broke down costs yet for
Okay.
the individuals. So we added a percentage on based on what we've historically, a little bit of, for an increase. We know we're gonna see a wage increase for their contracts. But in that text, in that box, the 132, 879, and the 1112, 175 are not correct when you add them together,
Okay.
just so you know.
And those include everything, their insurances and everything.
Covers everything for them.
Everything for
The only thing it does not cover is the new vehicle, and that's, you'll see that pop up in capital CIP,
Okay.
because we're gonna be operating on another spare cruiser until the end of the year.
No, I'll ask my questions then about that. Excuse me. Unclassified is 563, 241, which includes the estimated York County tax of $485,000. I told Debbie what we paid last year, and she was dumbfounded. Not cheaper than York County, I guess, but. Road Review Committee, nothing. Economic Development Committee, $500. Lake Arrowhead Conservation, which is milfoil control, 3,000, I'm sorry. 5950 of the board and committee stipends, 6,500. Community Garden Committee, 2,000. Cemeteries, 5,000. Taylor House, 5,000. Memorial Day flags and holders, $1,500, and regional TV access is 42, which seems like a larger increase than usual. Is that just because they can?
I don't have a clear answer
That's
to
a
you.
Dave Lowe question.
That's gonna be a Dave Lowe.
They sent a letter, I can send you the letter.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just a cable company saying this is the way it is, that's fine.
I can send you their letter that they
Yeah.
That is
sent.
95? Is that one saved in here, Lord?
Yes, it should be. It's SRC TV. I don't see, it's not there?
I don't see it.
Oh, oops, sorry. I can go get it if you want.
It's under requests from agencies. SRCC,
No, oh,
that's
No,
Sauk River Corridor
That's
Commission.
That's
Sauk River
Sauk River
Corridor
Corridor,
Commission. Those
SRC.
are- yeah, below.
CTV, it's not in there?
Carry Unlimited, Red Cross, Southern Maine. We're gonna send all these reports to you guys, just so you know.
Yeah. I can go get it. if you want.
Yeah, if you want to, because I don't have it here.
Okay, I'll scan it while I'm doing it. I do not see.
All right, we'll just go down through the donation, for lack of a better term. The American Red Cross, 660. These numbers all, well, for the most part, let's see, Kids Free to Grow, 2381. These are the things that we got last year, just letting us know. Is that what she's talking about?
Correct.
So we'll at least know what.
What they do.
And some may not have, but
Oh.
we've carried, we carried the numbers so that, I don't think any of them were significantly up.
No, none of them have changed.
No.
Sauk River Corridor Commission doubled from 400 to 800.
Oh, that's right, that's the one.
That should be a self-sufficient organization. Town shouldn't have to kick in there. Everybody pays to go seal, to get a permit. And the taxpayer shouldn't have to pay for somebody else getting a permit.
So why did that double?
I was just trying to read it real quick again. Holy cow. Stand by. Did you see that?
Did you just do something to screw things up again?
I mean, yeah. No.
All the links are gone now?
They better
It's
not.
quite a- it's quite a
Way to go.
report.
I just let the secret
Boy,
out.
I'm glad she's wearing glasses, her eyeballs will be all over here.
I was really upset with him last
She
week.
fired up on that one, yeah.
Scare me like that.
Thank you.
It should be in there. Somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just seeing here that, they're looking to see if the town will vote to raise the appropriate 800 toward the support of the Sauk River Corridor Commission for its continued water quality monitoring
No,
program.
that's Saco River Corridor.
Yes, they were asking.
Oh, they were asking,
They
I'm sorry.
doubled, well, they doubled, they,
I apologize. I thought you guys were talking about TV stuff. Sorry.
So they really don't give a reason other than for their water quality program testing in their program, based on this. I don't see it in here. I did email, I'm gonna email them all to you right now anyways, too, so you have them all.
so they were requesting the $800 number.
Correct.
It'd be interesting to see how many towns that are involved with Saco River, and this starts up on the New Hampshire line,
Mhm.
Ossipee, and comes down through Wakefield, and goes right to the Saco Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
To how many towns supply money for that? And are they asking the towns that they've always give for more money because the rest of them aren't giving? New organization up there, I shouldn't, I don't need to spell it all out, but, they're issuing more and more permits that are coming in here to the
Do you want me
town
to go get Dave to
that
explain
don't meet
that
our
story
zoning
to
at all.
Nelson?
Really?
Because
And
it's
it's
broken up into the towns,
created
I do believe, right?
an awful
That's what
bunch
it
of lots over Lake Arrowhead and on that Osprey River, to come to the ZBA for approval that don't meet our zoning. But can you turn them away? It's a catch-21.
You're sort of stuck.
Yeah. Especially on these undersized lots over in Lake Arrowhead that are on the water but are on two roads or
Mhm.
something like that, so.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the letter from Sauk River Television there that shows that it's a percentage, or the 21% of the overall budget of $207,750, prorated share for Waterboro.
Okay.
And it says budget can be attributed to the higher cost of employee salaries and healthcare benefits, utilities, and technical support costs.
A familiar refrain.
What's that?
That's a familiar refrain, isn't it? Okay, any other questions on Department 95?
And, did you say you had a question on line 5? We had separated that out last year for referendum. And
Yes.
just the board wanted to have a feel
Mhm.
and see where it was, and there was strong support for it, so I would assume that either they'll keep it separate or
Mhm.
it'll just be piled in, but we're talking about the contract deputy line.
Yeah.
Line 5. But there was strong support for it last year, so I don't know, if they'll continue with that or move forward. But
Oh, you mean the well,
in the referendum, it was a
the
separate
referendum
line.
you had? Yeah. Yep.
It's
Okay,
a toss up to whether you're getting your money's worth.
right.
And at one point, I don't think it was. I think it's got a little bit better, but
We've really tried to open the dialogue up with them and
Mhm.
communicate with our contract deputies, and obviously, we haven't had them for, a month now? It's been a couple months. But on the times where they can't come, they've at least reached out.
Mhm.
I know I've talked to Deputy Gould, which is the nighttime guy.
Mhm.
They have been very busy. There's, we are certainly not immune from having some problem areas in town.
Sure.
And, they've been very busy.
they are sending out a report on every call that they go on at this point. And it comes in once a month, and it's amazing what's going on out there.
So if you think Waterboro doesn't have it, we have it.
Mhm.
And you can only get, some of the, it's amazing what we have.
You read it and you say, this belongs in belongs in Portland or Boston, this ain't Waterboro, but it is. And when you get a call or a call comes in and it takes 5 of them,
Hmm.
5 guys show up. I had one the other night that they drove a car over in front of my yard, and there was 3 state cops and 2 sheriffs that actually showed up. And it was a family dispute.
Mhm.
One went one way and one went the other. The guy went home on a wrecker, but,
Okay, we have one, let's knock off this last one. Department 97 Old Home Days, which is at 15,000, which has been, is that pretty much what the normal?
Well, we had been 20,000, and then we dropped
Okay.
it down for seed money to get them back up and going, because there was some money that was before, it was last year,
You had money left
Left
over.
over
Right.
from.
that they carried forward.
Right.
And then this will get them money so that they can start their planning and get going for next year,
Okay.
because there's gonna be a little bit of balance, and I don't have that report, but
Mhm. But
any of that carry forward.
my point is that 15,000 is, we're back to a normal appropriation.
That is the plan.
Okay.
that just about covers the fireworks.
Yeah, because fireworks is what, 10,000?
Anywhere from 10 to 15.
Mhm.
But who does it and how much you have put up in here.
Mhm.
They did have a great program last year. I thought it was great. It was, I think being the first year, there was a good number of people. I think that they may be making some changes to the parade next year, but, when we had the parade last year, I don't know if any of you participated with it, but the Historical Society had a great function. They opened up, that whole corner was opened up, so the parade went through, and then people were able to go there. I think, Dwayne, you were there too. But I think it was perfect, in my opinion. And then it went down to the middle school, and there was events there. We spent pretty much we spent the whole day there, and then came back for the fireworks at night. Fireworks are great. About being the first year, hats off to the
Half a
committee.
dozen food booths, and I mean, they did a good job laying it out.
And I think,
There is a rumor out there that they might want to go back to the high school, but, the other night, the rumor was back that they was looking at the grammar school again, so.
'Cause I think they're trying to do a car show and some other stuff.
Which offers more room, I mean, which would be a better venue, I don't know. I've not been.
I personally think that traffic getting out for here, for the fireworks, is a lot better than the nightmare we've always had at the high school on West Road.
You
Now,
got two exits, I mean,
you know,
in case of emergency,
Yeah, the
I
high
think this
school
one
was
works
crazy.
better. 'Cause
the high
yeah.
school was nothing short of a cluster at night with traffic.
Yeah.
I really disliked doing the traffic control at night, or because we were there until after the fireworks at times, most of the time, and then it was, we were stuck in traffic for an hour and a half afterwards, dealing with that mess. People are not pleasant when they're driving cars, just so you know.
Chauncey used to stop and talk it to everybody that went past him too, so that kind of slowed traffic down.
Yeah, but no, people just are not pleasant. They'll yell at you if you direct traffic or you're on the road.
No,
you know,
they're
so,
worried.
yeah, but- So, yeah, I think it's, you know, if we can bring that community together for $15,000, I think it's great. First, that's just my opinion.
All right. Any questions?
You all have the documents already for the committee, the miscellaneous accounts. I already just emailed them to you, so you have them all in your inbox. I can CC you, I CC'd you a copy too, just so you're here,
Yeah.
but you have a copy too.
My computer, and so.
But again, as you saw, the numbers, we're seeing, you know, pretty much the same type of thing. We'll see a few other departments that will have some market adjustments, but again, same concepts throughout the budget, that it's pretty much the operations is
Okay.
flat.
Well, listen, how do you guys feel about voting on these items we went over tonight? Are there any issues that you want to see resolved before we vote on these items? I'm fine with things the way they are, but, you know,
It was pretty well flat except for the salaries, so.
that's, you know,
It
that's,
wasn't really.
that's why I was glad Laura sent it out yesterday, gave me a chance to look at it, and I knew that we were gonna have to pay the piper at some point between the, trying to get your wages in line with where they need to be, and the lack of the ARPA funds, which was the concern.
And one thing to keep in mind, and I know Dwayne and I've talked about this, and actually I think Diane, you were there for this meeting, is for, I think the fire department, I don't want to speak without getting to that line, but it's around 150,000, 146, something like that, for wages on that change there, is to utilize money out of the rescue capital account, or EMS billing capital account, which is just north of, what, $700,000 currently, to tap into some of that to help defer those costs.
So that was that for the back pay, or was that for moving forward?
No, that's the moving forward.
Moving forward.
For the wage, you know, for these, from that meeting when they
Yep.
did the presentation, and you remember we were pulling some money out of that rescue account just to help out
Yeah.
for that transfer. And I know we're talking obviously that now, and Jim Farrenkoff will be here Monday night, so actually you've heard him say, that was the same gentleman that did the presentation.
Yep.
So he'll be here Monday night doing a PowerPoint, 15 to 20-minute session, so you just see an overview of what we've seen already. But Buxton called me last week, and they're looking for our data already again now. So I think this game is,
So they can go
It's
up
a
more.
big game, but.
and I told.
And Hollis may do the same
I told
thing.
Buxton, I said,
They all
we
do it,
need to
yeah.
be on the same page.
Yes.
I said, this is ridiculous. And he knows it, because he's had the same, he has the same issue with Budget Committee in Hollis, or in Buxton, with the board in Buxton, board in Hollis. We do the same thing, same questions, and we're all running around doing the same, asking the same questions of each other. It's like, okay, let's just talk about it beforehand and have the same rates across the board, but it's not that easy.
Maybe you ought to have one big meeting with all three towns.
Right?
So you
That's a
all-
fine line.
That sounds great.
I know.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is-
yeah, the thing, yeah, because some towns may have less, or they need people more, and,
Independent, like,
You
if
know?
Hollis has different staffing
Always
levels, if they have
changes.
3
Right.
people, they may offer more money, but that hurts us, because it makes open positions. I think our big goal, and I think I told Dwayne this, I told her, I think I told you earlier tonight, is we have to invest in our people.
Yeah.
And when I was looking through what our wages were, thank gosh, we applied the ARPA when we did.
Yes.
Because even with the ARPA dollars that we applied, we were still at the very bottom of the scale. If, we weren't even, we scratched the surface. That got us by a couple of years, and people weren't upset. But when we're looking at where we are now, we're not even in the ballgame. And we're trying whatever we can to make sure we retain people and not to spend a lot of money to train them down the road.
So the ending ARPA money was what, 148, 160 something maybe?
For balance?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
what,
it's in that ballpark. I
so
don't-
what did you do with that?
Nothing's been done with it
It's-
yet.
Nothing's
Still
still there
there.
yet? Okay.
I made a suggestion to the board, was it 2 weeks ago, a month ago, for a couple LED signs and pickleball. You know, we've had a conversation about a pickleball court down to Friendship Park, and an LED sign for here and library. And I think the LEDs, just my.
When do you have to have that spent? What's
We need to allocate that soon, I think, if I'm right.
Yeah, right, I think
I
by
thought like
2025.
August of
Or the end of 2025.
Yeah, I thought it was next year.
December.
It's,
Yeah.
it's, it's coming, but
Yeah.
I think like for us, the signs, you know, we talked about advertising earlier. The reality is that to get out to the public today isn't necessarily in the Reporter or in paper form. Nobody's reading the
Right.
newspapers as much. Don't get me wrong, there are some people that are, but
Mhm.
people aren't subscribing to them online. I mean, do any of you subscribe to the Portland Press Herald online?
Oh, you
All right, well, 50, so 50%.
You know I do, because they put it, I get 3 papers on Wednesday and maybe 2 papers on Saturday.
Yeah.
When I got them. So I get it online, it's a deal. I get it first thing in the morning.
Can I have your password and log in? But 50%, so right here. And I think that's a challenge, is that not everybody is subscribing to that.
Right.
And, you know, so I would suspect it may be 50%, if town, maybe less. You know, so,
The LEDs, you put, it's gonna put it in front of them.
well, and if we have one here, we can change, I mean, we're not out there in the snowbank changing the signs, because it takes you forever to put those little stickers up. And honestly, nobody reads them today anymore, out there, that little sign thing. So, but if we can change it, we can change it frequently. We're hearing that people have read the one at the fire station, they see it. Dave updates it, I've updated it, we've been able to tag team it, going back and forth with getting that information out to the public.
Yeah.
It also take care of, we've got 2 or 3, you know, help me out, policies where we've got to advertise
For
in
public
2 or 3
hearing.
papers for 10 days or whatever.
Yep.
And we can change that so that it's got to be posted
Okay.
Right.
I mean, we
on
can,
these signs, and if we got a newspaper in town, I mean, we do some of it in the Reporter, but some weeks they don't even run the Reporter, so, you know, around the
The
holidays.
Press Herald, that's what half the classifieds are. They're all legal,
and it's just fulfilling an obligation.
And years ago, we run the Journal Tribune in the Portland paper.
Sure.
And that's why that's in all these ordinances or charter or whatever, is because the Portland paper 10 years ago and the Journal was our advertisement. And they did.
Where are you looking at possible sites out here and where else?
Replace this sign that's out front and library.
Oh, in the library.
So I got the estimates, it's about 60 grand for 2 signs. I just need to get the estimates for the power tool.
The library get a lot of views. That's good.
Well, what would be nice about that is because you're on Route 5 or 202 coming in,
Yeah.
we have and then we'll have the fire station, which will hit closer towards the north end of town, and then here, obviously, we have one out front that we don't use. It would be nice that maybe down the road, we ever, you know, if we had a location, either Friendship Park or South Waterboro someplace. It would be nice down the
As they
road.
come into town.
Well, and it's certainly not in the budget this year, but, you know, every time I see them, but we're gonna have to keep our eyes open for those. I think, was it Economic Development did the Welcome to Waterboro signs?
Yeah.
We'll have to think about those in the future, because
They're getting old.
They're getting old. They've been up there for, what, 10 years?
Yeah, at least,
So,
probably closer to 15 now.
Public Works cleared around them last year, but, you know, we lost one sign at the fire station again. We lost it, the other post broke after we put one post in, so we have to replace that again. But, so anyhow. And I think pickleball, because we've had such a huge demand for it here
Mhm.
in this, on this side of the building, and.
They're fighting over who's gonna play next. They really are.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to park for Girl Scouts.
Yeah, but,
I noticed, yeah, some of the cars are parked here on this side of the building.
They've got 70-some active members and 100 and, I think they told me 47 members that have joined that pickle club. Which,
Quite popular.
and not all of them are over 60, but most of them are 60 and above.
Glenn will be out there soon playing pickleball.
I don't think so. He's mentioned it, that you need one though.
And he and I have talked about it too.
I know.
And I think that, I mean, obviously, I don't know what the dollar is, but I think I mentioned to Dwayne is, I think down the road, it would be awesome if you could have at Friendship Park where the volleyball net is, or the volleyball courts, we've had a lot of those bees, what do you call those things that we had? We had a bee issue.
Ground hornets.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, it was
What about
ground, it was we had some nasty bees in there, but if that was the area that, what would be really awesome is if we could clear that area, put the pickleball, but have like I'll call it a pole roof or pavilion roof, or,
Or steel building.
open
with no
sides,
walls.
Yep.
But because we do the concerts in the park, which great attendance, I think that's good stuff, but some of them get canceled because they don't have a place for people to sit during the rain.
Yeah.
But if you had that little enclosed, and then maybe it has another purpose would be is for winter months, that you could have ice skating down there too. And the hard part with lights is if you start putting lights up for those that aren't, and we had an electrician come out, we've looked at it, we studied this parking lot, because we tried to do it over here, was you can't play pickleball when you have a light in your face. And so lights have to kind of be down on you versus kind of broadcast
If
in.
you're at a roof, you could put them up in the ceiling
Yeah.
and it'd all be down, you wouldn't be
We'll
light.
take all the ones off the field behind us stuff.
What's that?
Nobody uses them.
We're gonna put those in your backyard so you can snow blow at night.
Yeah.
Do you have a good hill?
When the old ones were up, we used to let the kids go in the pool without even turning our lights on because they shined so, they were so bright, the old ones.
Yeah. I get it, we've had this conversation, I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked to the electrician about those too, and
Yeah.
like he told us, he says, unless you wanna spend $100,000, it's,
Yeah.
and it just, I guess if that's what the town wants to do, so be it, but
Yeah,
it's not even for it's for those other groups that come in.
yeah. Well, when the girls play out back, they only turn them on just to finish a game. They don't start another game. They just finish a game and then the lights go out.
Because there's regulations
It's too
from each of
dark.
those, the softball leagues that use it,
It's
there's
too dark.
regulations. And again, because you can't have the lights shining in your eyes, it have to be a certain direction, and this, I didn't realize that there was so many restrictions on it from the league sports perspective.
Yeah.
But it's inexpensive, lighting for field and it's expensive. But Friendship Park, the field, I don't know if we've seen it, but looks really good. But the field looks awesome. And I think as we continue forward, we've tried to make headway, but again, at some point, we need to get down to the Lions field and, that should be irrigated as well. If you don't put water on it, it's not doing anything.
Did they ever find that well that's down there? No?
No, we went and looked, well, there was something,
I
but
think it's,
in that building or
Yeah,
something, it was,
somewhere over there.
but I guess, I don't think it was usable, put it that way. So, based on the water consumption we would need, they'd have to put a new well in, which,
yeah.
not the end of the world, but,
Mhm.
I mean,
It's a cost.
you're still talking probably $20,000 to $30,000,
I can't
between well and irrigation.
Yeah, but I can't believe you can't run a plane down there for cheap money.
It's over by, you got the snack building and then the next building,
Good night,
the utility
Nancy.
building.
Have a
So
good
I-
weekend.
I think it's somewhere back there. I'm not sure exactly.
Well,
They used to
the
run a
ground,
hose
your
and water.
groundwater's only 4 or 5 feet deep, I can get down there and dig with a hand shovel, find water.
And my well's 245.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
Glenn, I worked out in Glenn's pit out there for a good many years.
yeah,
You only could get down 4 feet,
yeah, we're not too
putting
far.
winter sand up without hitting water, so.
Yeah, Yeah.
you know.
They used to run hoses way back when
Yeah.
we had a different Parks and Rec guy, and he would water them, but
Well, at that time, they had town water, that they was running off the hydrant, weren't they?
no,
No?
no, they'll run it right out from out back. Because I don't think it's piped out there from the town.
I can't believe there ain't water enough in that brook to irrigate right out of the brook.
Oh, yeah,
On
anyway,
the other side,
just beyond the,
Yeah, the
yeah, on the other side.
South Waterboro side of that field.
All right, kids, you want to vote on these things?
Sure.
Let's get them out of the way. So, I'm gonna go reverse order of the way we covered them. Do I have a motion on Department 97, Old Home Days at $15,000?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on $15,000 for Old Home Days. All yes? You got that, Laura?
Yes, thank you.
We're all over. Moving back to unclassified, Department 95, a motion to accept 825,587.
A motion to accept.
Second?
I will second.
All voting yes? Department 87, General Assistance, the number is 24,685. Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept at $24,685.
Second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the 24,685 for Department 87. All voting in favor? Treasurer, Department 30. We have a motion to accept 84,848.
I motion to accept the 848.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and second to accept the Department 30, 84,848. All those in favor? Department 25, Tax Collector, we have a motion to accept the 57,904.
I will motion to accept.
And a second.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second for Department 25 of 57,904. All those in favor? Town Clerk, Department 20, do I have a motion to accept 97,230?
I motion to accept 97,230.
And a second?
I'll second.
Department 30, Town Clerk, motion is second of 97,230. All those in favor? Department 15, Insurance Benefits. Do we have a motion to accept 965,490?
I'll make a motion to accept.
And a second?
I second.
Department 15, Insurance and Benefits, motion and second of 965,490. All those in favor? Department 13, Leases and Dept Service. Do we have a motion to accept 557,424?
I'll make a motion to accept the amount of $557,424.
And a second?
I will second.
We have a motion and second at 5:57, 4:24. All those in favor? And finally, Department 10, General Government. Do I have a motion to accept 602,956?
I motion to accept the 602,956.
And a second?
I'll second it.
And that's with a carry forward we'll put in for 60, line 40.
Yes.
The Charter Commission.
Charter Commission, okay. Motion and second on Department 10, General Government at 602,956 with Matt carrying forward line 40. All those in favor?
Yes.
Okay, anything else, folks? Next meeting Monday at 4:30.
And we will update column D for you for these with
Okay.
your numbers.
Sure.
And yeah, so Monday is fire, library, hydrant rental, and Ross Corner.
I didn't see IT on there anywhere.
You're right.
Well, that won't do.
Did I miss IT?
I thought it was on.
Oh, boy. You were in the dog house.
I thought I saw it.
I thought I saw it. What did I do? Get rid of it by mistake?
Oh, wow.
We could
No,
put
I
it,
see
no
it,
page,
it was 800.
do you want me to put it on February 5th?
We probably can get it in on Monday or either the next two Mondays.
Certainly, you'll be able to get it in there Monday.
I mean, we
All right, so add it to
we'll
Monday.
add IT in
Yeah.
there.
All right, I'll send a fixed schedule, sorry.
All right, if there are no further
I have a
questions.
question. You
Yes.
guys are gonna be here on the 29th,
We are not
gonna be
here.
here on.
so we can't have a meeting?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's right.
what day could you guys do it later on that week, or are you gone all?
No, we're gone that whole week, but we
Okay.
can do it like the Thursday or Wednesday of the week before or the week after.
Do you, so that would be next Monday and Thursday?
Well, we could do it on Thursday, the 25th, right?
Yeah,
Whatever works for.
Hold on, let's-
folks.
Yes, that would be next Thursday.
Let's pull it up here real quick.
Monday and Thursday.
And looking at the schedule, so,
Next, that's all right, I guess I'm not needed. I have a dentist appointment next Thursday.
folks, she has a dentist appointment next Thursday. So if we were meeting on Monday, we could always add, so, because you've got fire department, library, hydrant rental in Ross Corner, are, I'm assuming are fairly straightforward for you folks.
Yes.
Those are standard,
The-
straight ones, right?
The hydrant went up a few dollars, but it was very small. But we could honestly, looking at what the 29th is,
None of those are really big
we
time
could,
takers.
you might be able to,
move them all up. to the
what we'll do is
22nd.
we'll give you all those packets, Laura.
Yep,
So give them everything from the 29th, so they have it available to read.
Okay.
That's great. Because I won't be here on the 22nd,
Is
so.
that what you're looking for?
Well, but the
But on the
big
schedule.
part for the 22nd, you've
Oh,
already had
It's
for
in
the
the budget,
presentation,
but
Oh,
it's
okay.
on the
for the fire
schedule.
presentation. for
What
the-
he did over
I know
there.
What he did over there.
Yes.
So nothing has changed.
What's that?
Nothing's changed.
We used the data that he provided us.
How long is this take, how long is this?
15,
take?
20 minutes, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
so we're gonna
we can try to
move
get
it all to February 5th? Is that what you
No.
said?
No, to
No.
The
29th.
22nd.
The 29th, the 29th to the 22nd.
I mean.
Yeah, move the items on the 29th to the Monday, the 22nd.
Okay,
Add
We'll
them right
just
in there.
get as many,
okay.
much as we
You know,
can
we'll do as
done.
much as we can. We should be able to get it.
If we don't, then we'll. put it to
Sorry,
the-
move to the 22nd, okay.
Are you guys good with that?
I'm not gonna be here unless it snows.
Well, but
Oh.
are you good with moving those items?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And then,
As long as I can see the numbers before you guys vote on them,
Sure.
just to make sure nothing's changed.
we'll send those out,
somewhere.
we're gonna send those out this week.
Okay.
Well,
Not this
that's-
week.
it would- Today's the end.
Today's Thursday, you're all done, buddy.
Yeah,
You're on
We can hold
vacation
the
tomorrow.
vote.
you're right.
We can hold the vote to February.
I could
5th.
do a Monday.
It'd be-
Would it be easier to make it the 25th?
Oh, that's when you,
What, are you off next week?
No,
No,
they're not.
but it's sounding good though.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, but to.
I could just do them all
everything
now.
for the
I'll just
22nd,
do them all now,
And the town's
yeah.
closed now. 'cause
I'll do some
tomorrow's Friday
overtime.
and they're not open, so we can't really get the numbers to Diane in time.
You
Why
gotta
don't-
figure it out, I'll be here whatever you tell me
Can we
to.
hold the
Yeah.
vote?
Are you available
for-
the 25th?
Am I available the 25th? Yep.
So now what are we changing to?
You were impatient.
Sorry. I just
So
want to make
your
sure.
dentist appointment.
You're at the dentist, we can take notes for you. You- 'cause
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
not
20th.
needed anyways. Okay.
So on the
So
25th, if we got together, we can cover the 29th stuff.
Okay, so we'll
Right.
change the 29th to the 25th.
To the 25th, okay.
Okay.
So what happened to the 22nd?
22nd is gonna
We're
stay
meeting
the
on
way it
the
is.
Okay.
22nd and 25th. So next week, we're meeting on the 22nd and the 25th.
Correct.
Thank you.
I'll just cancel my dentist.
Thank you.
I'll move that, you.
You don't have
I
to
have
cancel
to
your
know.
dentist appointment.
All right, are we good?
No, all we have to do is take notes and say,
And it's recorded, so.
Yeah,
we already have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could just take them from the recording.
there you go.
All right, going.
And don't forget to add IT to Monday.
I know.
Meeting adjourned at 6:06.
Yes,
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
6:07?
so Diane firsted and John seconded.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you have to.
Sorry. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, because she said my name.
That's right. I guess I'll second. I didn't think I could. That's okay.
You can.
That's easy. I'll get it rolling now.